opinion that it's bad for the child is steeped in most likely transphobia than it is in the actual well-being, the care of the well-being for the child.
It's nurturing. It can be like male nurturing. It's like you get everything from both parents.
I'm sorry, I'm tired of all this bullshit. It's stupid.
What's going on, everyone? James Klug here. The Telegraph recently released an article stating trans women's or biological men's milk is as good as breast milk. This is the position of the NHS and CDC despite no long-term studies on its effect on children. So today, I'm in Los Angeles and we're going to be asking college students if men should be chest feeding babies and then ask the same question to average people in the street. Can't even believe we're talking about this. Let's go talk to some people. Huge shout out to our friends over at Allegiance Gold for sponsoring this video. I'm getting people's thoughts on this. I'm gonna be very clear with my wording just to make sure that you understand it. We have an article right here from the Telegraph. It says, trans women's milk as good as breast milk. Trans women being a biological male. Essentially, to clarify, it is drug-induced chest-feeding liquid that they're saying is comparable to mother's milk. Many doctors are speaking out against this because there's actually no long-term studies. They even bring it up in the article here because how could there be? And taking off-label drugs to lactate could be problematic for the baby. Should biological men be chest-feeding babies? Do you support the idea? Do you not? Where are you at?
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Personally don't care.
Personally don't care?
I don't care.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
It's their choice, so I guess I support it. Like, there's no reason to not support it, so.
I don't know about right now.
I think they could be able to breastfeed a child. Maybe there could be a case where it's like a single father or something. I don't know.
I think like even formula and stuff that women that can't breastfeed use, like it's scientifically proven to not be like as
good.
As good. So if there's any sort of like artificial like compounds or things, it's just the same as formula.
I don't know if I can make like a valid statement on that.
Should biological men be trying to chest feed babies?
No.
How do you feel about it? Yes or no?
Absolutely not. No, that's wrong. It's just wrong.
Hell no.
No way.
Absolutely not. No.
No. I'm gonna keep it real, no.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm scared to even answer, but no.
No.
It's for us.
How do you guys feel about that?
Uncomfortable?
I think it's a little strange.
I think it's kind of crazy myself.
As long as the composition of the liquid that they're feeding to the children provides the children the necessary nutrients that they need to grow properly, then I have no problem with it.
I think the babies are going to go hungry. They're going to go hungry, that's all I got.
They're gonna go hungry if the biological men aren't trying to chest feed them?
Yes, I would think so.
Oh, well, I've never tried it, so I have no idea how, I don't have any comparison.
It's pretty funny that we have to ask that question, right? Not crazy?
Do you need to experience it to have an opinion on whether or not you think that's good or bad?
Well, with every scientific or medical achievements, there needs to be trial and error.
It's shocking to put it very lightly. Yeah.
Started with the wedding cake, and now now we're having dudes breastfeeding. What is that? 7 years, baby?
Why do you think no?
That's just disgusting. I mean, think about it. Just visualize it for a second. That's disgusting.
But a baby is innocent. You know what I mean? Like, a baby didn't ask for that. So, yeah, baby is innocence.
I think there's a certain way to conduct it, and that way to conduct it and go about it is to leave that to women. Natural.
For me, just personally, anything that's not like natural, it happens in a natural way. I just feel like I do not connect with that necessarily.
I mean, you don't even bring your baby to like public places for the first few months because their immune system isn't fully developed, but you're gonna feed them a bunch of chemicals. That's gross.
It's a child, so it's like you have to not only think you're thinking about yourself. Honestly, you're selfish, if you really want to be honest, and you're not thinking about the child and the effects of the child. That's what I think.
All right, you guys, let's take a few moments to talk about today's sponsor. One thing the media is really good at is distracting you away from things that you should actually be focused on while they're telling you how great things are under Biden. China, Russia, Brazil, India, and South Africa basically half the world's population, created BRICS, which is a massive economic alliance poised to replace the dollar with their own currency. The consequences of this could obviously be dire, so it's important to ask yourself if you are prepared or if you're gambling with your financial future. This is why many of my viewers have invested in the one thing that has been proven stable for centuries: gold, from my friends over at Allegiance Gold. Allegiance Gold has earned the highest trust ratings in the precious metals industry. I've been working with them for well over a year now, you guys. Their relationships are based on integrity, expertise, and impeccable service. Go to protectwithklug.com today or call 866-335-KLUG. And you guys, right now, you can get up to $5,000 in free silver on a qualifying purchase. Don't get fooled by inflated stock values or the promise that the economy is stable. You guys, protect your financial future today. Visit protectwithklug.com. That is protectwithklug.com, or call 866-335-KLUG. Thank you so much to Allegiance Gold for continuing to sponsor these videos. Let's get back into it.
We've gotten so damn liberal in this country. Ain't working. We're going to hell in a handbasket. And I'm not a preacher. I'm just telling you God's honest truth. So, you may not like it, but that's why I feel. And a majority of the people that live in our neck of the woods in the middle of America feel the same way.
It's all weird. I don't know why they would be doing this right now. Why not get a woman to do it, you know? It just doesn't make sense. Why take a drug? That's what... They kind of lost me there.
Yeah, no, that should be child abuse. That's disgusting.
Now, I am talking to people that are saying that this is abuse and that it's wrong that a biological man is taking drugs to chest feed a baby. What would your response to those people be?
I guess, well, as long as it doesn't harm the baby.
What would your response to those people be?
None of my business. Probably, like, why do you care so much?
I mean, unless you're seeing it all over the streets, I mean, it wouldn't bother me, but, like, I don't think that's the case. I feel like people probably aren't seeing that very often, so, like, get over yourself.
It's like all the porn industry has made breastfeeding a horrible thing when it's like a nutritional, it's nurture, it's a female thing, and it's completely natural. It's just feeding your baby.
If it's a female thing, in this case, it wouldn't be if they're taking drugs to lactate. Is that correct?
What do you mean?
It just depends, yeah, on the person who's doing it too. Because, like, I don't know, each man has his different intentions.
It depends
right?
on maybe like the intent of the man taking drugs to breastfeed a baby.
Yeah, like if he doesn't have, like, let's just say, like, the mom is not involved. Like, obviously, what else is he gonna do if the baby needs to be breastfed?
It's nurturing. It can be like male nurturing. It's like you get everything from both parents.
I think that we just need more education on everything. Like, I think a lot of like fear or like rejection of something comes with like not being as educated on it, and it's a new thing. I mean, for everyone.
The opinion that it's bad for the child is steeped in most likely transphobia than it is in the actual well-being, the care of the well-being for the child.
I guess it's like a little intolerance because they're so against it, but yeah.
It might be a little bit of like, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not right or wrong. It's something it's happening, so, I mean, we gotta get used to it.
Those words like intolerant and like, you know, other words that get thrown around, they kind of have like these connotations of like, oh, if you're intolerant of something, like, you must be a really bad person because you don't tolerate things. It's like, so what, you just tolerate everything in your life? Like, you should just let everyone steamroll you constantly? Like, everyone is intolerant of something, right? But they want to use those words to try and attach negative connotations to you. You're intolerant, you're racist, you're a neo-Nazi. But it's like, if you just start throwing those words around constantly, they just like lose their meaning. So now when people call me like intolerant, like, yeah, I guess, like, you know, you can be intolerant without being malicious.
We've talked to people today, basically, that have called this this pushback against men trying to chest feed babies bigoted, maybe intolerant. How do you guys feel about that response?
Hell-bound heathens.
To someone saying that that's bigoted or intolerant, I think they're totally brainwashed. How can you even reason with someone like that? What can I say to that person? They're so far gone.
I'm sorry. I'm tired of all this bullshit. It's stupid. We don't even waste a nickel of our tax dollar on it. Bible says don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, I'm not perfect, but it's crazy. America has lost its true north.
You know what? Honestly, I think if a man can feed a child, I think that's a wonderful thing.
Right. And how do you feel about taking maybe off-label drugs to produce that liquid to feed to a baby?
That's a good point. Then maybe I don't agree with that.
Biologically, they can't do it, but if they can make a way that they can do it, then fine.
Right. So there's off-label drugs that you can take to get your body to produce a liquid to feed to. That's what they're feeding to babies.
Then fine.
Then fine.
Then fine.
And if I were to mention, there are doctors talking about how there's no long-term studies on this, because how could there be? Would you be more in favor of waiting to see what the studies are saying, or are you okay with doing it while the studies are underway? I mean, what do you think?
I would say I'm okay with doing it while the studies are underway.
I feel like they should wait. I'm a student pharmacist right now, so I would say wait for that in order for it to be approved. Just because you don't know the effects.
I think that it's fair to say that the lack of research done on this treatment and study is a point of concern where maybe we shouldn't let this happen right away. I think there needs to be a lot more research done for sure to see how it impacts, the human being on top of the baby itself. But I feel like if this is a recent development, then I think there needs to be more research done to make sure this thing it's safe.
I think it does make me question it, because if there's no information or research on what it could do to the baby, then yeah, that would definitely kind of stop me from supporting that idea.
Confusing our children, it's confusing the kids. There's no way it produces the same nutrients that a woman would produce.
Do you see this as more of progress, or how do you see this when it comes to this article right here?
I mean, I think it's great to give everyone opportunities to, do the best that they can to parent and stuff. I think there's a lot of straight couples that still are not the best parents, as opposed to maybe queer or trans parents. So I think if the intention is good, it can't be that harmful.
I guess it's kind of progress because it's opening up opportunities for for groups to do things that they couldn't do before.
I mean, I guess scientifically that's progress.
We just went to UCLA. Almost every single student that we spoke with said, yeah, totally cool with it. What are your thoughts of that response?
They're youthful idiots.
College students are they're naive. They'll believe anything they hear without really thinking it over. Maybe in 20 years from now they'll have a different point of view.
I'm a PhD, and I'm a very conservative PhD. Don't teach in academics. But I will tell you, college students are not the best data point to have.
Everybody has their own opinion.
Is that an insane opinion?
Yeah, to me.
I guess every person has the right to choose for themselves, what they want to be, how they want to feel. But bringing a baby between all of that is not correct.
They're crazy. I think a lot of people are just doing this for attention. And I agree with what my husband said, 100%.
Due to the population of this city where you guys are now and the questions of how many people you're asking, yeah, a greater percentage may not say or agree. But to me, yeah, you're a very selfish individual, even if that's just your opinion.
I mean, UCLA is obviously a prestigious school. Is that not shocking to you guys?
They're prestigious in their own mind. They're liberal. They've lost the true north. And that's just the way I feel about it.
It's not a shock to me. I mean, these professors are the ones that are pushing all this off on these people, and then you have it in your public schools, in your K through 12, where they're saying now, well, we need to teach kindergartners, first, second graders about gender. The gender, it's crap.
I think I could be wrong, but I think it starts with the whole thing about blurring the lines between what men and women do, because they want to be we're equal, but you can be equal in society and not be the same.
Are we blurring the lines too much between men and women right now? Are we going too far?
Well, actually, the fact that all of this has happened and been brought into society is already taken too far. So, we all are to regularity now. We see everybody, as a woman and male, but now we see another person trying to, shall I say, clone the next as a woman, and you're a male. Be as born. That's it. Be as born.
Yeah, I feel so. Like I said, everybody's free to, be who they are, transgender, whatever.
Yeah.
But it is kind of, offensive when it comes to women who are actual females. And, there's constantly the same question being asked, do you identify as a male, female, or, it changed a little bit. So I feel like, the culture of LGBTQ, they did kind of push it onto us to, kind of put them in the papers, which is fine. Like I said, they at first they wasn't, you know, being counted in, and now they are. So I mean that is good for them, but like I said, it's kind of weird. It's offensive to us.
Yeah.
You know, like the women being asked the question if we identify as a male or not. I mean, they should be able to tell, you know. So it's just like for us to be asked that question, it is weird and off. And
You see the chest feeding as being just going too far.
yes, both is honestly.
Yeah, way too far. I mean, the lines, like, they're not even blurred anymore. They're just, like, non-existent to the point where trying to chest feed babies on men. Yeah, I think we might have gone too far.
Right? But now it's like everything's tearing at the fabrics of society, what's gotten us to this point. And so they're just trying to make everything homogenous and make us all one product of people, right? You know, get rid of our individuality, so we're just copy and pasted versions of one another. So we all do the same thing. We all breastfeed. We all can get pregnant. You know, we all have pronouns in our bio, and then they can have one blueprint for how to manipulate all of us. So I think this is just like a very small thing about, or one example of like
a cog of the machine.
Exactly, that's all it is.
We just got done talking to Natalie right here. She disagrees with this. Do you see why people are pushing back on that, or no?
I can see why some people may push back, but I don't. I think that everyone should live the way they want to live, and I think it's okay. As
Right.
long as the baby is getting what they need, then I think it's fine, and I think it's everyone's own opinion, and that's fine.
Right. One major concern that a lot of people were talking to today, we're talking to a lot of people about this, is there's no long-term studies on this. Do you have a problem with there not being any long-term studies? Does that change your mind at all, or no? And I don't know if you wanted to weigh in on that. You came over here.
As long as the baby is doing okay and is getting what they need for nutrients, then I think it's fine. If the baby's not getting what they need for nutrients, then I think there's an issue. I think it all is on the baby's survival, and that's it.
Yeah. And they get used formula, though, like from a store?
Well, can't a baby who has a, I'm not going to say it in the right way probably, but if the mother is female, I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, they could use formula too, but isn't that child, they're always trying to get them to breastfeed the child as well? So I just think that they should, no matter who you are, you should be able to breastfeed if you can. So
But
I
the
need to keep
breast milk is natural, and it doesn't have all these chemicals pumped into it. So that's why it's the better option than the formula.
I'm sorry, I need to keep moving.
Thank you. All right, everyone, that is it for today. So there was a pretty major difference between the responses that we got here on the street compared to the students over at UCLA. I mean, the overwhelming majority of students that we spoke with had absolutely no problem with biological men trying to chest feed babies. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to subscribe for more videos, and hit that bell notification button so you're notified next time I post. I'll catch you all in the next video. You're so stylish. Uh-oh. All right, goggles are off.